choose your own adventure? Alright, I'm gonna give you a choice. So you get either Pampers or Sesame Street. Choose as an audience. What do you want? Yell it out on 3. Pampers or Sesame Street? 1, 2, 3.
Sesame Street.
Alright. You guys fucked up. That's the one I don't know. So I know now I look like Kramer from an alternate universe where he was allowed to say the N-word, but I used to be a professional cutie, all right? Like, most people peak in high school. I peaked in preschool. Like, that shit takes effort. I had a career, I was working as a child. Around 4 or 5, I thought my big break was gonna come when I appeared on Sesame Street. And you know, like most kids, I loved Sesame Street, you know? And I think there was some concern from my parents that seeing the production of the show would ruin some of the magic for me, like especially the Muppets. Like, I love the Muppets. Shout out to the Muppets. You know, I was a professional by the time I got there, you know, so like I knew about puppets. Like I was like, I'm not gonna be fazed by seeing, you know, the Muppets that I loved and grew up with, Cookie Monster, Grover, like that wasn't gonna faze me, like I was ready. So, you know, we get on set and I think the producers like to ease kids in, so they start them off with like easy stuff. So, my first scene was like background work, I mean the background coloring. But if you open your third eye, brothers and sisters, then you will see that while I was coloring in the background as a black child on television, I was coloring the background. How do you get to Sesame Street? You stable. That's how you get there. So I crashed that scene. The producers rightly assessed that I was ready for prime time. They put me front and center, and you know I was ready to go, and I was working with the golden goose. The feathered phenomenon. Big motherfucking bird! Ooh! Ooh! I did a scene with the bird, baby! And this is where things went left, is the whole day, like I'd seen like puppets, I'd seen the puppet operators, like, you know, controlling people, like I was, you know, it was cool. But Big Bird isn't a puppet, it's a dude in a suit. And I didn't know, I saw there was no puppeteers, I was like, oh shit, Big Bird real, all right, let's do this shit. And I got so hyped, I got locked in. We were playing a game of Big Bird Says, which is Simon Says, but Big Bird's in charge. It was Big Bird, a Muppet host, Sonny Smiley, he's a little shyster guy, you know, little con man. And then, you know, the contestants, me, the tiny brown king, and like 3 lesser children. I was in the front, I was animated, I was expressive, you could see why I was in the front. And we were playing the game for real. If you lose, you gotta leave the scene, and I didn't come to Sesame Street to lose. So like I was ready to win. So I was like, all right, Big Bird says, touch your nose. Touch your nose. Big Bird says, wiggle your shoulders. Wiggle them shoulders. Touch your chin. Nope, not gonna get your boy. Ooh, you gotta be better than that, Big Bird. But this white kid, Connor, was eliminated. And Big Bird was like, oh, Connor, you gotta get the fuck up out of here. Like, that's my best Big Bird. And you can see the joy in my face. And I flick him away as he walks off set. In the 80s, I flicked a white child off of television. And I won an NAACP Junior Award for that. But the game keeps going. The game keeps going until Sonny Smiley gets eliminated, and like he just ends the game because he's the host, and like that wasn't right. Like I was supposed to be able to continue to victory and immortality, and like have a starring role in Sesame Street every week. But like they just ended the game, and Big Bird watched it happen. Big Bird is like the moral compass of Sesame Street. He's the one who's like, you gotta read, don't stop people. I don't know, I haven't seen the episode in a while. But Big Bird just like watched it happen, and that was the first like blow to my spirit that day. The next came after taping, when you know he's a professional, so like Big Bird took his head off. And under was Carol Spinney, like a legendary performer and actor who's brought joy to children and adults, millions around the world. But in that moment, I saw a white man hiding under the beloved character that I had known, who was also part of a just an atrocity. And I learned the most important lesson that I ever learned from Sesame Street is that white men are under everything.